Today on Derek Does, we're gonna do this. Hi, welcome to another Derek Does. I'm Derek. As I always say, if you're new here, please subscribe, like, comment, have any questions, put them below. I will answer them as best I can. And plus there's a ton of other people who read the comments and they know way more than I do on a lot of this stuff. But today we're gonna do, I'm kind of in a jacket thing, if you look at my past videos, but today I'm gonna be doing this. And this is a woolen jacket that I don't know if that officially has a name. It's like a hunting jacket, but it's not a hunting jacket because it's not made for hunting. It's just made as a workwear wool jacket. And these became really popular beginning actually in the early 1800s when they needed to have warm clothing. So what they did is they take wool blankets, which if this looks familiar, it's because it looks like a wool blanket. They would take wool blankets and they would turn them into jackets, capes, that sort of thing. And it's particularly the American Indians would have the wool, and then the traders would come in, or the trappers, and they would turn it in. And I think then some military started to do it, and then it just kind of turned and it morphed into taking these wool blankets that they would have and turning them into jackets. And miners love this, outdoors people love this, hunters love this. Anyone who lived where it was cold loved a wool jacket or coat because it was warm. It's like a Mackinaw, that sort of thing. But this continued on all the way. You don't really see it today that much. I mean, you really have to look for one. You have to search one out. This one is kind of like at the end of everything. This is probably, I would say, early 60s maybe, in that realm, maybe late 50s. When I found this, and again, when I find these every once in a while, usually they're hunting jackets, like it's a Woolrich or a Pendleton or American Field or any of those. They actually do make hunting ones, but usually those are red so that the hunters can be seen. Today we have the orange vests and that sort of thing to be actually seen, but they would make them red. And they would have different versions, like a buffalo plaid, which I think I've shown you some shirts that have that sort of thing, and which is kind of like a fuzzy, like a off-focused plaid. That's what's called a buffalo plaid. This one isn't. This is just a nice plaid. You can see it's a nice jacket, and it's a thick wool. And when I found this, I thought it was originally a Woolrich, but I was trying to find a label on this thing, and I'll show you close-ups like I normally do. I'll put it on too. It's a size 40, so it's a one size smaller than what I normally wear, but you can still see. I mean, obviously there's give and lees with these jackets, but this one's Amana is the brand, and it's been since 1845. And Amana woolen, what's their official name? Amana fine woolens, and they've been around forever. Just like Pendleton, just like Woolrich, just like any of those that would make this sort of thing. And then like in the 1920s and up, then like LL Bean started making stuff like this. So you can find this. It may be a different brand and maybe whatever it is, but it's going to be about the same thing. And what it is, it's basically they take a wool blanket that they've done. Of course, they don't make them as blanket. It's just fabric. And then they turn them into these just wonderful looking jackets. So I'll put this one on and you can see how it looks. And these are, you can find these. Now, keep in mind though, sometimes, and I've had these in the past, I've had a few of these over the years, ones that I wore, like, you can find one that has a really itchy wool in it. This one doesn't really have that. You can just kind of feel it's a softer wool, but sometimes they would use kind of a rougher wool. And that's, I think, where everyone gets like, ooh, wool's itchy, I don't like wool. It's just because of the wool you're wearing is bad. It's not meaning that the wool itself is bad. It's just, it's not really, it'd be more for a blanket, something you put over just for warmth or something like that. Or if you had a blanket or a jacket like this that had a lining in it, that'd be fine too. So what you want to find a good wool, like a merino or a fin or something like that. That's why they do so much of it today, is just because it's a better wool to the skin and it feels good and it feels warm and that sort of thing. So without further ado, I will put this on, you can take a look at it, and then we'll put it on the hanger and we'll take a look at the close-ups of a classic wool, I don't know what to call it, jacket. Okay, well, here it is. It's too small for me, as you can tell. This is a 40, I'm a 42, and as always, I have long arms, so just keep that in mind. So again, it's like if you're looking for one of these, just keep that in mind that things can happen. So I'll just button it up just a little bit so you can see. Again, it's too small, I know. But it does have hand warmers, so, you know, it's not a bad jacket. And it's warm and, you know, it's cozy and that sort of thing. And that's kind of what you want. It's like a sweater that you can put over and open up if you want to. So it's kind of like that, but more outdoorsy and unbuttoned, I guess. So here it is. It's a pretty jacket. I mean, I love the colors. It looks nice. So this one's a button up. Usually they're button up. Later on you would get a zipper one. But those are the more heavy duty, more coats, like more of a hunting jacket or coat like that. They would have a zipper. But it's just the classic. You have two button down patch pockets that come over the top. Here's your two hand warmers. And of course it's wool on the inside, so it's toasty. These are all original buttons, of course. This is the tag. And then you can see it's a Manna fine woolens, and it's still around today, although it's not nearly the mega force of a woolen mill that it was then, even back here in the 50s or whatever. But this is still a good brand. And then on the inside, it's not lined, obviously, because it's just, again, it's just a wool blanket. You can see that's the thickness of it, which is probably 1/8 of an inch thick. Of course, that's put together, you know, it's doubled up here, but it's enough that it's just, if you have a blanket, a wool blanket, that's how thick it is. So it has a collar to make it look nice, and you can tell from the collar it's got a little bit of that curve here that kind of gives it that 1950s look. That was a thing. And then on the sleeve you have just a button cuff, just one size, but it is open so you can get your in and out pretty easy. And on the back, just a solid piece of wool just to keep you warm. But it just has a nice look to it. These are popular to a lot of guys that want a vintage jacket but still want to be warm but stand out a little bit. I don't know. They're nice. I like these a lot. And then here, there was a couple tags up here. Well, maybe I'll take it down and show you that. So here, this is the one tag. I'm not sure on that triangle what that means, but there's your style 23056, 100% pure wool. Now, if you look up this WPL, that's the same as Woolrich too, which is interesting. I don't know, maybe that's just for woolen jackets. I thought those were individually for each company, but I believe that 6635 is for Woolrich also. And then there's your size, 1940, right there. So, and you can get a nice close-up of the warm fabric. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode on the classic wool jacket cover. I don't know. Again, I don't know what to call it. If you know what these are officially called, put it down below, and then I'll know, and I'll probably even change the description in the video so other people can find it if they know also. But hope you enjoyed this episode. Keep your eyes open for one of these. They're nice, and they come in nice colors, and you don't have to get like this color. You can go with reds, and they have darker ones and lighter ones. They're all over the place, just like blankets. So I'm sure you could probably find one in your size that you like, and they would probably run between $100 and $300, probably in that range, depending on who makes it, what the condition is, and what size it is. So just keep that in mind if you're looking for one of these. So you might even find one cheaper. If you go to a thrift store, you might find it way cheaper, or you know, some guy just throws it out on eBay and doesn't really care what it is. He's just trying to get rid of it. So that might help you if you want to find one for yourself. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next Derek Does. Thanks for watching.